Ashe family, this is Edwin Rose, aka Armand Rose, aka the Conscious Cowboy. So let's dive into this day, man. So I've tried to give you guys all the information that I can, and I hope you guys start seeing the truth. At least research what I'm showing you guys. At least look it up, man. I mean, I've never posted anything that I've actually felt like. I just want you guys to believe me. What is frustrating is that the things that I post, it seems like to go over your head, or you want to continue this bullshit ass traditions that we've been taught. And it's okay. It's okay if you want to get up and these people are calling it one thing and we start calling it something else. If we start, like I told you guys for the last few years, it's a time of the year where the family gets together. I'm not trying to take that away from nobody. So call it, I mean, when I make posts like this, I get no comments, and I'm like, call it Friendsgiving, or, call it Giving Thanks Day, or whatever. Change the day. Change the meaning of the day. Still meet with your family and enjoy the food, whatever the case may be. But and this is, listen to me, this is directed towards black people. All my black people on here, this is directed towards y'all. Because now, let's get into it. Let's dive into it. You are celebrating the massacre of your people. You are celebrating the massacre of your people. You are celebrating the massacre. You are giving thanks to them killing your people. And I know I'm going to mess the name of the original, I think it's called wampanoag people. Let me apologize now, because I can't even remember the name of the people, the tribe, but it's kind of a hard name to pronounce anyway. But let's talk about those people. Let's talk about that tribe. And I'll put it up here. Matter of fact, there's going to be a picture of the original painting of one of the war chiefs, and you'll see who he is. You'll see how they painted him. They didn't paint him yellow. They didn't paint him red. They painted his ass black. So anyway, diving into the lies that they told us that when they got here, the invaders and conquerors got here and started a war here in Timeri. So when they got here, they hooked up with these people. Now, I've told you guys several times what they do, what their process was. They infiltrate. They try to make it seem like they were friends. They try to learn, the situations or the customs of the people. They try to implement themselves. I just did a movie review. It's the same thing. And then they start killing people. Now, once again, I'm going to show you and that tribe all the things that happened after the so-called pilgrims came, and all the diseases, all the killings. These people killed 500 of our people because they were told that they killed one pilgrim. And see, this is the thing that I tell you guys. It's like when you read the story, it's a repeat. It's the same thing with the Philadelphia bombing. It's the same thing with Red Summer. All the Red Summers. It's the same thing with Rosewood. Remember? Rosewood, they did all of that because they was told that the black man raped somebody, and the lady was cheating on her husband, and they tore that whole town up. But that's the little lie. I don't even want to say that's a lie. I just think they use that to incite people. Oh man, they killed one of us. Let's go kill the whole town. But we have to be able to understand and understand that we need to do the same thing. We need to start taking shit into our own hands, because if you guys can't see the truth, then we're gonna be what, happy slaves? We're going to keep passing this on to our kids. We're going to keep passing these fucked up customs down to our children where you're celebrating the massacre of our own people. You're sitting there celebrating the massacre. Listen, I get why some people want to say that they are Indians, like black people. They want to say that they are Indians. Let me say this to you guys. And once again, you can look this up. Indian is not a name that nobody look like us used ever. Black is not a name that somebody like us used ever. Now, once these invaders came, they labeled black folks Indians, Negroes. It's a classification. We were the first people in this system to be classified as Indian. Now, I'm going to use my family. The people on here that know my family, I'm going to use my family because the Jackson and the Johnsons, we have the same great-grandmother, okay? We have one that was light and one that was dark. And then the dark one, she married a dark-skinned man. The light one, she married a lighter-skinned man. So I can post myself up beside some of my first and second cousins and we look nothing alike. We look nothing alike. That's because I have more black in my gene pool than they do. That's still my cousin. Listen, I'm not saying that what you call a Native American right now is not related to us. They are descendants from us. But what I'm telling you is the original, the great-grandmother, or the great-grandmother's husband, the great-grandfather's wife was black. How you not see that? And opposite, the grandfather's wife was white. So that's why you get those the different color, the different combinations in what our brothers and sisters look like or cousins look like. You know, you're having certain people, and this wasn't like a fault. Once again, this wasn't some of it was, but not the stories that they gave us. Yes, they're going to be like my grandfather, my great-grandfather. Yeah, he had him a white woman back in them days in Gina, Louisiana. And they had children and they thrived. Well, his daddy was also and see, here's the thing about it. See, my grandfather is a half-breed anyway, and he married a white woman. So his daddy took care of him. We got land all through Louisiana. They was not Indians, but they'll give you that classification. They gave us that classification because they wanted to control the land and the resources. Now, once again, I don't want you to get sidetracked. But once again, when you do your research and you look up any part of this video you want, when you get down to the Aboriginal people, because once again, the first lie that they discovered something. Okay, how the fuck you discover something that was already occupied? The second lie is classification of the name Indian. We didn't call ourselves that. This land was Tamiri. This, you know, you can look up the peace treaties. I'm gonna show you guys a peace treaty in Paris. The pictures, what the Aboriginal people look like then. I'm gonna show you all these pictures that I'm gonna post up here are gonna be Aboriginal people, and I want you guys to look it up. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this: you better start getting hip to it now. You better start listening to these things now because they're changing the information. They are changing the information. You used to be able to find this. Now, where you're not going to be able to change the information is most of these pictures, and I've told you guys this, most of these pictures come out of books. So a lot of what the Spaniards did, they wrote it down. Christopher Columbus, he wrote everything down. Read his ledgers, and there's paintings in his ledgers of what he saw. They didn't look like the Indian. Once again, they didn't look like what you call Native American or Indians today. They look like this. So you are celebrating the massacre, the trickery, the the war, the losing battle of of a war that is still going on, because you guys won't even realize that your ancestors was the one that was on the end of this suffering. Rename it, y'all. You got to, man. You got to rename it. You got to reclassify it. You got to do something different, man, because once again, the more I study shit, I don't want nobody coming up to me telling me happy Thanksgiving. What's so happy about it? What's happy about knowing that we're celebrating a lie, that there was a happy crop, and we're celebrating these things? This is what we're supposed to be celebrating. We're supposed to be celebrating the union between the Indians and the Pilgrims, when we know those same Pilgrims turned around and slaughtered those what you once again what you want to call Indians. We know, you can find it out. I'll post it. Once again, I'm gonna post some information up here that those same people turned around and slaughtered, enslaved, raped, killed those people. What are we celebrating? Black people, what are you celebrating? Change the name. You gotta start thinking different, family. I mean, this shit ain't that hard, man. It's gonna get hard because they see people waking up. You see people starting a university that's against woke people. I just read this last week. There's a university that started. It's a small university, and they are against the idea of being woke, free thinkers. They're against that idea. I was like, boy, you guys better start thinking now. You're gonna be put in a box and controlled for the rest of your life, the rest of your children's lives, the rest of your grandchildren's lives, the rest of your grandchildren's children's lives. They're gonna have this narrative that your ancestors chose this, your ancestors loved this. Look at what they're doing right now in your eyes, in front of your eyes. Anybody on here that's 50 plus, 40 plus, you've seen the bullshit. You've seen people come out and say, oh, slavery was a choice. You've seen people come out and say that idiotic bullshit. Now, if you didn't know no better, and I'm telling that to a 5-year-old, oh, no. I'm telling that to a little black 5-year-old. Listen, the slaves, that was a choice. Nobody made them do that. That was their choice to be slaves, and they were happy and comfortable with that. There's never going to be a resistance. There's never going to be a revolt, because in his mind, he's like, well, shit, they were stupid. It's going to make him not look up and research anything. It's going to make him say, well, fuck, if they was happy about it, if I don't give a fuck about what they was going through. You got to understand the psychological. That's why I told, and once again, I try to tell you guys, study psychology. You got to start digging deep into psychology, man. You got to understand how certain people's minds work. An invader, you have to understand how an invader, parasitic as person's mind work, and you'll start seeing the stories. When you read about these people, and I once again, man, I really apologize that I can't remember how to pronunciate their name. But when you really read about the tribe of the people, I'm gonna put it in the title. When you read about the tribe of these people, look at what happened to them. Look at what happened to them. They ain't erased that yet. Look at what happened to them. And what are you celebrating? Come on, black people. Come on, black people. That's all I want you to do, man, is try to wake up before it's too late for everybody. And I must finish with this. I know I've been talking unity for a long time, man, and I want to do something about it. I'm never going to go back open with a lot of this stuff, but I want to create a website and start a black union, a communal union. And from that communal union, look, I'm not asking for money right now. We need bodies. We need numbers. I want all the black people to start going to the page, just signing up and enlisting. That's it. It's just a union. We're going to send out information. Now, here's the thing, and I'm saying this as with all openness. I want to be transparent with all of the things that I do when it comes to this to you guys. Um, yes, once we get enough numbers, like let's just say once we get 5 million people, listen, I want to be able to say, hey man, 5 million people, that's the magic number. We just want $1 a month, um, and then during this time that we're open and we're talking, I want to start putting together ideas on how to use that as a bank to facilitate funds to help us buy land, buy businesses. Um, I've I've said this to you guys in a couple of videos, man, for the last about 3 years. I would like to get a casino and use a casino as a bank. I would like to build a casino, some type of big business. And I think, like I said, the Indians have the right idea. Most of them that are thriving, they have a casino. And what they do from the casino, like I've given you guys the numbers, $3.1 billion on average. We can take it. We can take $1 billion after the casino is built every year and buy land, buy property, create more businesses. I want us to unionize. And it's not just what I want. Family, black people, we need to unionize. We need to educate our people. We need to separate. We need to have some land that we can move from and live. And man, family, we need to grow our own food. We need to grow our own food. We need to make our own products. We need to do all of this stuff. And we can't do it on the backs of 5 million people. We can do the startup. We can do the startup on the backs of 5 million people because, like I said, $1 per person, 1 month, every month. Within a year, man, we can do whatever we want. We can build whatever we want in a year. Do the math. Do the math. We could build whatever we want in a year. And I want, once again, once we get the union and the website going, it'll be ideas, it'll be facilitating information, it'll be facilitating health, it'll be facilitating life. We'll come up with bylaws, we'll come up with all this stuff because unfortunately, we still have to strategically say, hey, this is what we are. We are a sovereign, union. We're not following anybody else's bylaws. And then, we're going to use some of the Moorish ideas on how to set things up. And not only the Moorish people, because see, the Moorish people have been unsuccessful of building communities. They really have. So I got to look at, I've always showed you guys I can't even think of the names with the little curly hair, and I don't want to see. It's bad. You got all this information in your head, you can't get it out. Um, damn. Yeah, it's just bad. But I wanna look at how they got theirs set up as well. And it was on TV, man. I'm looking right at the people. They drive the buggies and the carts with the horses. They don't use electricity. But they are on sovereign property, on sovereign land. So they can call the police, but they police themselves. And they do things how they want to do things. The Amish, they do things how they want to do things and according to their law. But the only thing I told you guys that would be different is we have to build it. We have to create our own military. Because once again, when I show you this original tribe of people, what did they do to them? They killed them. They massacred them. They bombed them. They fought them tooth and nail. They poisoned them. They did all this shit. So we have to have a way to defend ourselves. So just look for that information, man. And to all my black people, man, you guys got to start researching what we're doing, man. And it's really sad to see that we still indulge in this shit with all this technology and we can research and find that you are basically celebrating the killing of your own people. That shit gotta stop. Hotel.